If he's in a good place, I think this could be the first time that Shakur Stevenson has somebody who can match him with athletic ability. Pure ability, pure speed, quickness, quick twitch, athletic ability that can match him. But he could possibly match, and maybe even he would have to outmatch him to win. He'd have to be that good, but maybe match Shakur boxing and pull off what would be an upset.
Shakur will get into a rhythm, he'll have that flow, and he'll just edge him out, but it could be very controversial.
And what Shakur can't afford to do, which he did against William Zepeda, is sit on the ropes and show his defensive skills. He needs the footwork, centre of the ring, and not let Teo have that forward momentum. You let him get forward momentum.
We get back in, we going at it again, and now I get you to actually start coming at you. And I caught you with a jab or something like that. I caught you, and I'll never forget this. I caught you, and you basically like kind of came over top of me.
Teddy Atlas has finally given his prediction for Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, and what he's thinking will shock you. Speaking on the matchup, Teddy Atlas noted that Teofimo Lopez's performances have dipped since his last fight against Arnold Barboza, raising concerns about his consistency. In contrast, Shakur Stevenson has earned major praise following his outing against William Zepeda, silencing critics who once labeled him boring. Atlas believes both fighters still have more to show, making their contrasting recent form a fascinating storyline.
Well, if they were down on Teo, they were up as high as you could be on Shakur in his last fight.
Versus Zepeda, no question.
He finally did what people wanted, this young, talented, brilliant talent, brilliant defensive fighter, brilliant guy at control and range, Olympic silver medalist, quick hands, technically solid. He finally satisfied the critics, and he mixed offense with the defense. He sat down, and instead of moving all the time and punching on the move or on the draw back off traps, you know, you come in 5 inches, he goes back 7.
Giving his verdict, Teddy Atlas explains why Shakur Stevenson is the clear favorite in this matchup, while also acknowledging Teofimo Lopez's chances. Atlas points out that Teofimo's mentality will be crucial, noting that his mental rise and career success have been heavily influenced by his father. Teddy believes that if Teofimo comes in fully prepared and mentally stable, he can pose a real threat to Stevenson and potentially give him the toughest fight of his career.
He's a big favorite. It starts for me with Teofimo, where it starts is, where is he mentally? He's up and down. You know, his father, the whole thing, his father's been with him the whole career. Listen, love him, hate him, his father has been part of getting him to these world titles. He's been part of it, whatever. He has been up and down mentally. Where's he gonna be? If he's right, if he's stable, if he's in a good place, he seemed to be in a very good place when he fought Lomachenko. If he's in a good place, I think this could be the first time that Shakur Stevenson has somebody who can match him with athletic ability. Pure ability, pure speed, quickness, quick twitch, athletic ability that can match him.
While much of the boxing world views Shakur Stevenson as the superior boxer in terms of defense and ring IQ, Teddy Atlas highlights the intangibles in Teofimo Lopez's style that could push Shakur into an uncomfortable zone. He predicts that if Teofimo enters the fight with the right mentality, he has all the ingredients to make Stevenson uncomfortable and drag him into deep waters. In Teddy's view, this could be Shakur's first true test against a fighter who can match his skill level. Offering advice, Atlas insists Teofimo must exceed his usual level and do something extra to win.
And could actually turn the tables in a way where he could force Shakur out of his comfort zone to maybe do some things, say, he doesn't want to do, that he's not as comfortable doing, initiating in certain spots, that I think Teofimo has the speed, the legs, the quickness, and he's got pop too with it, where he could possibly, I know this sounds ridiculous, but he could possibly match, and maybe even he would have to outmatch him to win. He'd have to be that good, but maybe match Shakur boxing.
Giving his final prediction, Teddy Atlas emphasizes just how dangerous Teofimo Lopez truly is, pointing to his twitchiness and explosive power as factors that could wear Shakur Stevenson down as the fight goes on. Teddy believes Teofimo can pull off the upset, adding that the heavy favoritism towards Shakur is somewhat disrespectful to Lopez. In his view, Shakur must be fully prepared to withstand Teofimo's pressure, because all Teofimo needs to do is outmatch him on the night.
And pull off what would be an upset. I think it's going to be a very, very, very interesting fight with a lot of X factors, a lot of intangibles, a lot of stuff floating around mentally, everything. I think it could be an intriguing fight. I don't know if it'll be a good fight. I don't know if it'll be a scintillating fight. I don't know about that. But I do think it could be interesting. That makes sense.
As the stakes get higher, the news grows even more shocking. Robert Garcia revealed that Shakur Stevenson personally pressed him just a day ago over picking Teofimo Lopez to win. Reflecting on the encounter, Garcia highlights that Shakur was visibly upset after hearing his prediction. In his view, even though Stevenson is expected to win comfortably, Teofimo will make the fight much tougher, and Garcia stands by his pick, noting how Shakur's behavior has shifted since that conversation.
Look, it's a great fight, and last night I seen Shakur, and he actually told, I heard you're picking Teofimo. Look, I picked Teofimo because I like him. Him and his dad, they've always been very cool to me. They're friends. That's why I would love to see him pull it up.
But that to you. He saw you. He said you pick a Teofimo.
Yeah, he's like he came into our locker room. And he's like, I know. I see you picking Teofimo to beat me. I'm picking Teofimo because he's I said they're friends. Good people. His dad's always been very respectful to me. We get along very well, and he's Latino, so I want to see him pull it off. But it's not an easy fight. I think Shakur has the skills, has the style to actually win comfortably.
Robert Garcia's support for Teofimo Lopez isn't based on friendship with him or his father. It's grounded in a strong, well-reasoned verdict. As he breaks it down, Garcia makes one thing clear: Teofimo Lopez can be extremely dangerous, referencing past fights where he performed explosively and imposed real threats. For this reason, Garcia believes that if Teofimo shows up fully prepared, he has the tools to push Shakur Stevenson into a danger zone and possibly win the fight.
But if we see a Teofimo that beat Lomachenko or the Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor, yeah.
Then that's a dangerous Teofimo. So I can't wait for that fight. It's to me, it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm cheering for Teofimo.
Moving on as the world anticipates the fight, prominent boxing journalist Ziddle has also shared his thoughts. In his latest episode, Ziddle raises the alarm for Teofimo Lopez, questioning how exactly he plans to beat Shakur Stevenson. From the perspective of Teofimo's fans, he acknowledges Lopez's strength at 140 pounds, but notes that in past fights against opponents with styles similar to Stevenson, Teofimo has shown lapses in strategy and exposed weaknesses.
So I think a lot of people feel like Teo being the natural 140 or supposed to be the bigger man and the bigger puncher and everything, that he should stalk Shakur. But I feel like I've seen that movie before when he comes in with his lead hand down and he becomes a little predictable. He loses his jab and he basically becomes right hand happy. And he throws it in different ways. He sweeps it to the body, sweeps it to the head, tries to do. Should he use all that athleticism and his angles, and should he be Gordo, like they called him in the amateur? Should he try to outdo what he did against Barboza, which is way different than trying to do it against Shakur Stevenson? Right. But if you know, when you've tried to stalk these back foot fighters like Jermaine, like Sandor, and it hasn't made you look at your best.
Sean Ziddle advises Teofimo Lopez not to rely on the same game plan he used against Lomachenko, as Shakur Stevenson poses a very different and perhaps even greater threat. He asserts that Teofimo must outbox Stevenson and execute his strategy flawlessly to win. Supporting this view, Sean Porter also emphasizes that Teofimo needs to be smarter than ever, apply constant pressure, and push Stevenson into uncomfortable zones. Otherwise, victory will remain out of reach.
Can you find a way to make Shakur take that step forward and try to actually outbox and be the more athletic fighter than Shakur and say, no, you take a step forward, at least more than you want to. Obviously, he can't do that all 12 rounds. He's gonna have to press Shakur at different times, but don't do what you did even against Lomachenko. Don't be on the front foot. Try to outbox him, essentially. Make him come forward.
You got to be smart. You know, going into the fight with Adrian Bronner, my dad, as soon as we had that fight signed and everything, my dad, first training camp, first training session, I'll never forget, he was like, we're not going at this kid.
Sean Porter and Sean Ziddle have laid out a detailed game plan for Teofimo Lopez, drawing from Porter's personal experience in the ring. Their advice is grounded in the fact that Shakur Stevenson is the legitimate favorite in a punch-for-punch fight, and anything suggesting otherwise would be disrespectful. Teofimo not only needs to be aggressive, but also smart and calculated enough to lure Stevenson into his traps.
Needs to do, because Shakur is such a sure thing. He's been a sure thing since the day he became a professional. He's the legit favorite.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick against him.
Yeah.
But if Teofimo's gonna do it, does he gotta do a lot of what you just talked about with Jesse in that fight?
Number one, you have to understand that it is possible. I think with Jesse,
have to be it sounded like you were stubborn about it. He's gonna have to be stubborn, and that takes a level of, sounds like, patience and stubbornness at the same time, because punch for punch, Shakur is the more accurate guy with timing and placement. So you're gonna get touched up if you're Teo. Does that make you get desperate and abandon and go, nah, I gotta go get him and get on the front foot and get it right back?
And so, yeah, to that point, there's an amount of patience that has to be there. There has to be an amount of understanding that this might not be going the way it usually goes for me, but as long as I feel comfortable, I'm going to keep doing this.
To sum up all the analysis and predictions, one thing is clear. If anyone can upset Shakur Stevenson and turn his mastery into a disaster, it's Teofimo Lopez. Universally recognized for his decisive wins over Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, Teofimo is hailed as the only fighter with the ability to beat Stevenson. Gareth Davies highlights this point, noting that while Shakur could win on points, it won't be easy given the constant threat and unpredictability Teofimo brings to the ring.
Universally accepted as the number one in that division. Brilliant victories in his career over Josh Taylor, and prior to that, Vasyl Lomachenko. I think a true victory over Vasyl Lomachenko. If anyone can upset the ascent of Shakur Stevenson up the pound-for-pound list, up the weight divisions, it's the spoiler that is Teo Lopez. I've watched a lot of them together in the build-up, and I like the way Teo is, and I like the way Shakur is. See, Shakur's got the gap between his teeth. It's gone now.
Yep.
He's had his teeth done. He's ready to be a megastar. I'm really, really, really fascinated by this contest. I think Shakur Stevenson can win this on points, Spencer, but he's going to have to be at his very, very best as we look at these images of the two men. This is the fight that ignites the American market.
Meanwhile, Spencer Olivier believes this fight heavily favors Shakur Stevenson. Highlighting Shakur's impressive resume, Olivier sees this as one of Stevenson's greatest opportunities to secure victory and become a four-weight division champion like Terence Crawford. He acknowledges that Teofimo Lopez has had some downsides in his career, but Stevenson has always carried an undefeated aura. Olivier believes that if Crawford could achieve such feats, Stevenson is fully capable of winning comfortably against Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez blows hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This, for me, is all about whether Shakur Stevenson can step up and bring the greatness. He's daring to be great, and I think that Terence Crawford done it against Canelo Alvarez, and I believe that Shakur Stevenson does it against Teofimo Lopez in a fascinating fight. You know, if you're a boxing fan, for the boxing purist, the sweet science between these two, you watch the technical stuff that goes in there. Might not go down as one of the greatest fights there ever was. This could be a real standoff, a real technical fight, but both guys, their IQ is insane, and this is the best fight in boxing today.
On the other hand, Gareth believes Teofimo Lopez has what it takes to win this fight. He predicts Teofimo could halt Shakur Stevenson's progress, making it the toughest battle of Stevenson's career. In Gareth's view, Shakur needs to remain cautious and respect the main threat he's facing. While he still sees Stevenson winning on points, Teofimo's aggression and power make him a completely capable fighter who could turn the fight into a career-defining challenge for Stevenson. Nevertheless, this sets the stage for even bigger matchups, as the world eagerly awaits to see who emerges on top on fight night.
He is a very special character, the American Honduran. I like the way he is. I can see him halting the progress of Shakur, even though I'm going Shakur on points. It would not surprise me if it's a weight division too far. And if Shakur does win this, or it's an extraordinary fight, we will get a second one between them. But it also opens the door for Shakur for the fight with Ryan Garcia, for the fight with Conor Benn, for the fight with Devin Haney. This is the opening of the portals for a big events in America.
I totally agree with that, and that's not you sitting on the fence, by the way, because there is ways that both of these can win this fight.
Totally.
You can see it playing out
in
so
their
many
prime.
ways.
While Shakur Stevenson has been the clear favorite, recent predictions from the pros have only fueled the belief that Teofimo Lopez has a real chance. He's regarded as the only fighter capable of bringing Stevenson to his knees. Gareth Davies and Spencer Olivier both emphasize that Shakur must avoid mistakes he made against William Zepeda, as this is where Teofimo's physical advantage lies and where he can halt Stevenson's progress. Backing this up, Spencer Olivier adds that Teofimo needs to bully Stevenson in the ring, something he has successfully done in most of his fights.
And he'll just edge him out, but it could be very controversial.
And what Shakur can't afford to do, which he did against William Zepeda, is sit on the ropes and show his defensive skills. He needs the footwork, center of the ring, and not let Teo have that forward momentum. You let him get forward momentum and he will bull you.
Here's the excitement on this, though. Here's the excitement on this. Teofimo Lopez will put him in that position, because he's got that physical
So it's
advantage.
all about the timing in the mid-range. It's going to be
He
fascinating.
has the physical attributes to put him on the ropes, and he knows that that's where his game's at. He's not going to be able to outbox Shakur. Yeah, he's a great boxer himself, and he's very athletic, and he's got great movement and all that, but he's explosive, he's more bullish, and he will have to bull Shakur. He'll have to bully him, and then where the fight is won and lost is whether he can keep him on the ropes and win the rounds and rack up the rounds. It's a fascinating.
While Teddy Atlas and other pros have highlighted that Teofimo Lopez's last fight against Arnold Barboza was underwhelming, leading some to question his favoritism against Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo himself has dismissed that opinion. He revealed that Barboza was hesitant even to throw punches and has predicted a knockout in this fight. Teofimo emphasizes that his main goal is to teach Stevenson a hard lesson, reminding him that this is his first time moving up in weight. He warns that anyone stepping into the ring with him feels his power, and Shakur will be no exception.
Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? And when I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys could say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does carry. I mean, I had a good showing with Arnold Barboza. He was #1, my mandatory, and he didn't. He was too hesitant trying to commit to punches.
From Teddy Atlas's shocking prediction to Gareth Davies and Spencer Olivier weighing in, one thing is clear. Teofimo Lopez isn't just a contender. He's a real threat to Shakur Stevenson. His power, aggression, and unpredictable style could turn this fight into the toughest test of Stevenson's career. Who do you think will come out on top? Drop your predictions in the comments. Hit like if you're ready for the showdown. And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest fight breakdowns.